defensive
He
end.
could be. He could be.
Before
yeah.
the injury, when he had that great year.
Well, I see what you're saying. You're thinking of
Cliff.
Cliff Averill at the Lions, but Cliff Averill with the Seahawks became a much more complete player. He was actually really good.
He wasn't
there.
a threat to get you 14 sacks a year. Though.
Nah.
Ziggy Ansah. I mean, Cliff Averill ran a 4.5.
Ziggy Ansah wasn't a threat to give you 12 sacks.
Ziggy
either.
Ansah was a top 10 pick.
Yeah, but he's only had what? He's only had double-digit sacks like one season, I think.
Nah, Google that.
Yeah, I think he's only had it like one season. Because he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, what I will say is that's the perfect situation for him. Ow. That's the perfect situation for him for the sheer fact of Seattle.
2 seasons, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to
2015, he had 14 and a half.
And then what was the other one?
2017, he had 12. Last year, he had 4.
He was injured.
So, yeah, if he keeps up that trend, he'll have a double-digit sack this year.
But I mean,
because in 2016, he only had 3, too.
They moved Kyle Hyder, the dude who had 8 sacks as a D tackle. They moved him to defensive end. He hasn't been right since. I think just Detroit just doesn't have a good pass rush, and their linebackers aren't that great. And I think the Raiders really wanted Jared Davis. He's done nothing except get ran over.
He really does get ran over a lot.
A lot. He should just be an outside linebacker, if we're being honest.
But since you brought up the topic of outside linebackers, Telvin Smith, one player you've championed like pretty much since day one.
Since Florida State.
Announced that he's stepping away from the team, sitting out the 2019 season for family and personal reasons. Said he's not going to play.
Via his Instagram. I mean, that takes a huge hit to their rebuilding hopes.
It's just crazy to me, though.
Allen,
like when you really think about it, I remember being like, when we first started doing podcasts, like the Sundown stuff, talking about like Rashard Mendenhall stepping away at a young age, and like we were talking about how that would become a trend, and it's like,
that's the trend.
No, that's really the trend, and everyone thought Rashard Mendenhall was crazy.
And then he ended up being a writer on the show Ballers and is doing really good for himself now.
Not to mention, I mean, look at how the running back position has devalued really since about that time.
Yeah, and if you look at linebackers and the way things are, I mean, it's almost better if he misses a year. Like, you have Josh Allen, you have Miles Jack, you have Telvin Smith. He was your captain, your leader. I feel like that Jags defense might get blown up because he was the subject of trade talk.
Yeah, he was a subject of trade talk. He went on to Instagram Live and was talking about it. He's like, I'll never leave Duval County.
Duval County
is Duval for life, blah, blah, blah. He's like, do you see me go anywhere? No. I'm still here. But yeah, should I just read the statement that he said via his IG?
Go for it.
He said, it was said to me from a great coach that in order for the man to be his best, he must get his world in order. At this time, I must take time away from this game and get my world in order. And then he basically goes on to say he's going to give his time to family, health, and he appreciates all love and support. What can you say to that? I mean,
Josh Gordon,
you gotta do what you gotta do as a man.
Josh Gordon went away and came back. So I mean, for somebody who's never really been in trouble, been a model player since he came to the league,
let's hope it's not some after the fact.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm rooting for him though. I'm rooting for Telvin Smith.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Them getting Josh Allen out of Kentucky softens the blow.
Yeah, definitely.
But I still think, like, I really wish they would just, like, they could run a 3-4, but I don't see them running a 3-4. Especially with Miles Jack.
They actually probably should roll
with their personnel.
Because Darius is a nose tackle.
Calais Campbell.
He's a 5 technique, 3
You
technique.
got Brian out of Florida, who you took in the first round last year. Tavon Brian.
You can run like a hybrid 3-4 scheme like the Rams, where you just kind of still like slant everyone.
Yeah, and then you have Josh
It's basically
Allen.
kind of like a 4-3
Yeah.
over kind of.
You have Josh Allen. You have Telvin Smith, and well, he won't be playing, but you would have had Telvin Smith and what's his face, Miles Jack on the inside, and then you have another rusher on the outside of him, probably Leon Jacobs, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be something that could happen. Because he got some play time last year.
All right, well, keeping it in Florida, man. And also since we talked about neck injuries a little bit earlier.
Wow.
JPP. He was involved in a car accident earlier this week that basically is probably going to cost him his season. He's saying that he's been going to seek, second opinions, but he suffered a fractured neck in a car crash yesterday.
Heard about that.
Yeah, so Jamie Lane at ESPN reports, was told last week by a source very close to JPP that he was okay. This is a devastating blow to the Bucs defense that didn't prioritize D linemen in the draft. Yeah, because they prioritize that position every year.
They got Devin White.
Yeah.
They needed a linebacker.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Raiders really should have took Devin White. They're going to live to regret it.
It's just
so you know, they're going to.
Of all players, though, it's like,
and he was actually good for them.
JPP's like literally had
snake bitten
a tragic career.
The worst.
It might be the Giants.
No, because he actually had almost 10 sacks this year.
Okay, but
maybe 8.5.
He won a Super Bowl with the team when he was young, right? Did he win 2? No, he only won 1. He won 1. Then from there, it's kind of been
off in fireworks.
Blew his hand off in fireworks. I think he miss a season for like ACO or something too.
Yeah.
So he's coming into the draft. He was talked about as being a transcendent athlete, generational player, and well, he's been very good.
When he's good, he was great.
Yeah, it's just. He's had so much other stuff that
kind of feel bad for guys like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is such a really dark and morose episode. Just nothing but bad news. But don't worry, there's a payoff. And speaking of payoffs, staying in the state of Florida.
Man, a lot of people have been really petty too this week, like football player wise. But go ahead.
Xavier Howard, former Baylor cornerback. Shout out to Andrew Martinez saying that.
And I got another Florida story after this, too, so keep it moving.
We're just staying in Florida. All right, so Dolphins corner, he tied for, I think, third. He was like 3 people tied for first in the league. For interceptions, he had 7. Xavier Howard for the Miami Dolphins. In addition to getting Josh Rosen, they lock up Howard. He gets a 5-year, $76.5 million contract extension with about $46 million guaranteed, which makes him the highest paid corner in football.
It's crazy how they really went from talking about trading him like halfway through the season because they were sorry and because they're pretty much trading everyone to basically making them their franchise. He's their franchise right now.
Their franchise cornerstone of defense. Shout out to Rashad Jones, who's been holding it down in Miami since he came there out of Georgia, and really is an unsung hero on that defense. Him and Mika Fitzpatrick are a great combo. You got Xavier Howard. They're building something in Miami. I see it.
I don't know about that. They just have good DBs.
Good linebacker. They got Jerome Baker. He's a good young cornerstone at linebacker.
Their D-line.
Kiko Alonso.
Their edge rushers. Their offensive line.
Miami's defense at their best. Actually, and by the way, GFA on my part.
Their wide receivers.
No, I got to say this because I don't know how I whiffed on this so hard last week. They did not draft Jonah Williams. The Dolphins did not.
Wow.
Sorry.
At least you listened back to the episode.
I was like, I said that? Ugh. So, yeah. You want to tell me who they drafted? Go ahead. This is your moment to correct me.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Fam, you could have...
My phone.
There's a laptop in front of you. You could have
the Wi-Fi disconnected.
Fam,
that's why the game is no longer streaming.
Excuses. No one can see that. We're on radio. You could have just looked it up casually. I gave you a chance to slander me. I gave you a chance. You had the gun and you fumbled the bullets. Congratulations. So, yeah, Howard's getting paid all this money now. Been a while since the Dolphins actually paid somebody on defense, though.
Not true.
Like
they paid Cameron Wake.
He deserved to get paid, but I'm saying like a dude.
They paid Robert Quinn. They paid.
Yeah, but he had a fat contract coming to them. But I'm saying, I mean, Ndamukong
they took Christian Wilkins.
Yeah,
I knew
Clemson.
that.
I knew it too, and I don't know why I said the other thing. I actually said
you were thinking of our sorry ass mock drafts, probably.
Probably. No, actually, I was pretty accurate with some of that stuff. It's just some of that stuff. I was like, "Wow, you had him going that high." I was kind of shocked, but I knew the Eagles. I knew JJ Arcega-Whiteside wasn't making it out of.
No, I hit on some stuff too. Like we hit on totally opposite stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But Wilkins, I didn't think he was going to go that high, but I think he's a perfect linchpin for what they want to do on defense. Because he's versatile. He can do a little bit of everything. So, you got
which,
him.
by the way, man, I want to say once again, I've been hitting, like, even though I talk mostly Raiders and, like, that's what I've been covering, like, I've honestly been hitting the Chargers and the Rams drafts, like, the past 3 years.
Humble brag.
Like, pretty good. Like, I've been hitting them like rounds through 1 through 7. Like I've been getting their late round picks too. So I don't know. Maybe someone on their media relations team or scouting team follows me on Twitter and is like, "Oh, this guy should know what the fuck he's talking about." Who knows? All right, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to go on that tangent.
Yeah.
Oh no! What's that? Joy? Is that happy news?
Happiness. What is this weird feeling? But yeah. So shout out to Xavier Howard getting his bag, and shout out to Andrew Martinez sitting up here saying on Twitter,
Master Brother. DJ Master Brother.
And my name is MC What the Fuck, aka Daddy Do Dirt.
You just making up your own shit, but okay.
Bro,
what's new?
I mean, I've been saying that for like 5 years now. I was like, if I had a rap name, that would be my rap name. MC What the Fuck, aka Daddy Do Dirt. And it would be dope. Can't be better than some of these dumbass names out here. But anyway, yeah, Andrew likes to call me the Baylor AD. He's like, Baylor AD, KB is back. And to answer your question, or to respond to what you said, Andrew, did I ever really leave?
For real?
Like Jalen Hurd.
You were just like,
I laid low.
You were just like, let's just not talk about it for a little bit. Like,
not talk about Baylor for a while.
Yeah, you pretty much were just like, that was literally your strategy. You were like, let's just not talk about it for a while. And then slowly you started like creeping up. You were like, you would add us on Twitter with some Baylor stuff. You'd be like, are we going to talk about how Baylor's back yet? And
Baylor's had more offensive linemen drafted than Texas recently.
But yeah, this podcast isn't about Texas. This week it's about Florida.
Yeah, but
Gerald McCoy.
No, I got one more thing.
In Tampa Bay.
I got one more thing in Texas, and then we can hop back on that red eye to Florida. So I just want to say, Sean Oakman, former defensive end.
Oh my God.
Of Baylor, and he transferred from Penn State.
Wasn't he playing in the AAF?
Yeah, he finally, after all these years, about a month ago,
got cleared of the charges.
Cleared of those rape charges. And cried like a baby. And it's like, yeah, kind of had his life ruined. Can't unring that bell. And it's really unfortunate that like NFL teams stayed away from him for something that he, through the court process, he was totally innocent.
And another life him and DK Metcalf are the number 1, number 2 world heavy